I need y'all to stop asking where the parents at. Where the parents, where the parents, where the parents, where the parents, where the parents. Y'all oblivious to what the fuck is going on in real life. I know several groups of these young children who y'all talking about in Chicago that don't have a motherfucking house to go to, a parent to call, and if you call the motherfucking parent, they don't give a flying fuck about nothing you talking about. Half of these children are actually not being parented. Did y'all think about that? Do y'all know how many of these children are fucking homeless? Do you? Because I talk to them on a consistent basis. It's actually about 7 children alone that I make sure I take care of their birthday for them. So I'm trying to figure out, why do y'all think all of these kids coming from a parented household? Why do y'all think they even coming from a household? Do you know how many of these motherfucking abandoned apartments in Chicago is being filled in by a fucking group of youth who don't have a motherfucking parent? Y'all steady talking about the parent to start at home. They don't have no fucking homes. And this also how I know y'all just be talking out the crack of y'all ass. Because it's too many motherfucking organizations out here getting money for these homeless ass kids, filling up their numbers and doing all they fucking programs and all this goofy ass shit. But y'all acting like y'all don't know these kids fucking homeless. And we know it, especially the motherfuckers who in the CVI work, the motherfuckers who is in, goddamn it, any type of violence prevention, education, advocacy work. Y'all already know that these kids don't have a fucking home to go to, a parent to call. Go ask the principals at these high schools how they have to bribe the parents to turn in motherfucking paperwork.
See, all she's really doing is proving the exact point, whether she realizes it or not. This always starts at home. It starts with the parents. The parents are the ones making the decision to bring children into the world. The parents are the ones choosing to have kids when they don't have the discipline, stability, or resources to actually raise them. And then when those same children end up neglected, undisciplined, angry, reckless, and disconnected, somehow everybody wants to act confused about where it began. No, it began in the house. That is where this starts. But what we keep doing instead is shifting the burden onto schools. We throw it on principals, we throw it on teachers, we throw it on counselors, we throw it on every institution except the people who should be carrying the first responsibility, and that is the mother and father. Teachers are being expected to do way more than teach at this point. They are being treated like glorified babysitters in chaotic environments they didn't create. They are being disrespected, cursed out, threatened, and in some cases even physically attacked. They've got classrooms packed with 35 to 40 students, no real support, no real protection, no proper pay, and no meaningful appreciation. And somehow people still expect them to come in every day and perform miracles. That is not their job. This idea that teachers are supposed to be these movie characters who come in and save broken children through inspiration and sacrifice sounds good in a film, but this is real life. This is not Dangerous Minds. This is not Freedom Writers. This is everyday reality. And in reality, teachers cannot outwork bad parenting. They cannot override what is happening in the home every single day. They cannot be more responsible for a child than the people who brought that child here. So when I hear women screaming, ranting, and blaming everybody else, I have one simple question. Whose fault is it really? Because it's not society's fault that grown adults made grown decisions and then refused to live up to the responsibility that came with those decisions. And yes, I know Chicago is the topic right now, but this problem is bigger than one city. I've been paying attention to school districts all over the country. I've looked at what's happening in different places, from Chicago to Cleveland and beyond, because this is not isolated. This is cultural. The reason I care so much is because I understand that values are planted early. Respect is taught early. Discipline is taught early. Accountability is taught early. When kids are at their most impressionable age, that is when the groundwork is being laid. And if nobody lays the right foundation, then later on people want to act shocked when everything falls apart. I was just talking about the Kia boys not long ago, and one thing that stood out to me was how young they were. Some were teenagers, some barely adults, and the oldest ones didn't even look like they had really stepped into adulthood yet. And all I could think was, these are young men who clearly grew up without direction, no structure, no real guidance, no one consistently pouring into them and correcting them. So now the cycle keeps repeating itself. We pass dysfunction down from one generation to the next and then blame the system like that explains everything. And I'm not buying that as the full excuse. Why? Because I come from that environment. I was raised in the inner city. I know what the hood looks like. I know what struggle looks like. I know what it means to grow up without a lot of money. But let's stop pretending poverty automatically removes personal responsibility. We didn't have much, but we knew respect. We knew boundaries. We knew how to conduct ourselves. We knew there were consequences for certain behavior. Being from the hood does not automatically mean you have to become destructive, lawless, or proud of ignorance. That's why it made no sense to me seeing leadership reject outside help when the city is clearly struggling. If people are offering assistance to help make communities safer, why reject it? Why turn away support and then still complain that nothing is improving? You cannot refuse help with one hand and point fingers with the other. That doesn't make sense. And then people get mad when somebody says the obvious. The children are failing because too many parents have failed first. That's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. You can blame teachers, principals, politicians, culture, the president, the police, and everybody else all day long, but none of those people are the child's first teacher. The parent is. That responsibility doesn't disappear just because saying it makes people uncomfortable. We also need to stop celebrating the wrong things. We glorify broken cycles and then wonder why they continue. We normalize out of wedlock births, chaos, lack of discipline, and short term thinking. Folks will spend crazy money on appearances, outfits, parties, phones, and image, but can't control their household, can't raise respectful children, and can't create structure. Everybody got expensive phones in their hand, but no self-control, no accountability, no order. And then somehow we're supposed to believe this is everybody else's fault? No, we're not doing that anymore. We are not falling for loud talking, emotional deflection, and blame shifting just because somebody raises their voice. Loud doesn't equal right. Passion doesn't equal truth. At the end of the day, the core issue is still the same. If the home is broken, the damage will eventually show up everywhere else. Until people start being honest about that, nothing changes.
Do you know that when these kids, I'm talking about, it ain't got to the point where the schools have made it to where they can send the kids to the doctors, to the point that the parents just got to sign the paperwork, because at this point it's too many of them not even going to the doctor. Y'all so motherfucking, everybody out here pushing their motherfucking agenda. Fuck an agenda. Fuck the agenda. Fuck a agenda. In real life, these kids is out here suffering. They're fucking suffering, bro. You think we suffering living check to check? They don't even have parents, bro. These motherfuckers be living at their friends' cribs, at their cousins' cribs, at their auntie's cribs. 2 days over here. Fuck it, let's all...
She really thinks she's saying something groundbreaking, like this is some brand new revelation, when in reality, this is the life a lot of us already came from. We know exactly what this looks like because we lived it. I grew up in a home where my parents opened the door to more kids than I can even count. There were plenty of nights when people I met through school, sports, or just being outside ended up sleeping at our house because they didn't have nowhere else to go. That was normal for us. Even to this day, people come back and thank my family. They'll say, "Thank you, Miss Daniels. Thank you all for taking us in, for caring about us, for showing us love when nobody else did." And a lot of them will tell you that having even a little bit of structure and support changed the direction of their lives. Some of them are married now, raising families now, doing better now, all because somebody chose to care. So none of this is foreign to me. My passion has always been centered around homelessness and helping people in real life. I put out over $10,000 every month, making sure people on the streets have a place to stay, food in their pocket, and at least some kind of help. Now, What they do with every dollar after that, I can't control. That part is not on me. But let's be clear. People have been in survival mode since birth. A lot of folks have only ever known struggle, chaos, and instability. We understand the trenches because we've seen them up close. And after all of that, the conclusion is still the same. No matter how loud she gets, how angry she sounds, or how much she performs for social media, the issue still starts with the parents. That is the root. That is the foundation.
Band together and live in this bando. Let's whatever. Hey, yo. All this political shit, all this motherfuckers want to get on the internet and make all these viral ass videos about where the parents at. We in living in a motherfucking simulation. Ain't none of this shit real. None of this shit is real. None of this shit is real. None of this shit is real. I need a count on how many CVI domestic violence organizations we have in motherfucking Chicago alone. We know throughout those organizations who deal with youth, I can guarantee you we can all give you a number of how many youth we have within our own organizations that have no homes, that do not have any parents. Okay? And if they do have parents, the parents that don't give a flying fuck about them. Okay? Parents that keep them on their link card and keep them on their Section 8 but won't let them in their motherfucking house. Etc. Y'all pissing me off on everything. I fucking love y'all pissing me off. This shit is asinine to me. All this.
At the end of the day, it's only but so much disrespect, ignorance, and reckless talk I'm willing to sit through, especially as a woman. No matter who you are, there comes a point where enough is enough. And when people keep coming with the same energy, the same excuses, and the same loud nonsense, eventually, you just call it for what it is. But y'all let me know how you feel about it down in the comments, because I already know this one is going to spark a real conversation. I definitely want to hear y'all perspective on it. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, and I'm catch y'all on the next one.